So let's get right to it. I'm so happy to be back live. And I know everyone has missed me. My microphone is on and I can be seen and I can be heard. I always double check. However, I am excited because one of my hopefuls, she's usually one of the first to come on. I am Frey. I had saw I am Frey on a live and I had just tapped to say, oh my gosh, I'm catching you live. And she said, oh, Hope is speaking this live, gotta go. And I am Frey, that made me feel so good because it is that support of someone saying, Hope is on, let me get the inspiration. Hope is on, I'm going to listen. Hope is on, I'm gone. So I am Frey, I'm here, and I'm back. And so much has happened. I'll catch you up. I, as everyone know, had left the country to give my TED Talk, which, what's up, Mag? I see you popped up, which has been so exciting. However, there's two lessons that I've learned within the past few days that I will share, and then we'll start talking about TED and everything else because I'm back. My voice is strong and I'm excited to be here. So I had woken up the other day and I have 3 dogs and 2 had escaped. So I was told, Hope, the dogs have escaped. And I was like, no way. I let them into the backyard. And I was told, no, they're no longer there. And so I was told, Hope, grab the dog leashes. Let's go find the dogs. So I grabbed the dog leashes, hopped in the car to go find the dogs. On the way to find the dogs, the driver blew through a stop sign because we were so excited to find the dogs. A short time later, whoop whoop, police lights I see through the rear view window. Here she is, yes, and we were pulled over. Now, I'm always looking for the solution. So as soon as we are pulled over, my thought is, tell the police officer we're looking for the dogs. Everyone loves a dog. Everyone loves a dog. However, I actually knew the police officer. I know her quite well. I see her on my sexy walks. So I jumped out of the car and said, hey, the dogs have escaped. She said, the dogs have escaped? I said, yeah, we're looking for the dogs. She said, okay, well, go ahead. Got someone out of a ticket. Got someone out of a ticket. That's how easy it can be. However, I digress. We get back in the car to go find the dogs, and a minute later, we drive past the dog park only to see the dogs running around with joyful smiles on their face in the dog park. The moral of the story is sometimes you gotta escape just to have some fun. And this is exactly what the dogs did. Because upon my arrival back from Germany and from TED, my voice was not at its strongest. And I strongly believe, thank you for liking the live, Chad Johnson, to rest. There was no way I was going to attain my voice back by immediately speaking and not resting. So the reason why you haven't seen me is because I was fully allowing myself to rest. However, that meant the dogs weren't getting their daily walks and they revolted, which means sometimes you just gotta escape to have some fun. Thank you. Thank you, Chad Johnson, for liking the live. DJ Hazard, what's up? What's up? Thank you. I feel it too. I feel amazing. I appreciate that, DJ Hazard. And I had made my last post was about my TED Talk. It has been submitted to TED. However, they have several. Yo, thank you. I appreciate that, DJ Hazard. I'm back in my makeup artistry role because I was a makeup artist prior. And I appreciate that. I love when a man can say, you know what, I like that color on you. I love that makeup look. I see you. Thank you. So I will update you when it's uploaded onto the TEDx YouTube. It has been submitted, although they have their own quality controls before they put anything onto their platform. However, it should be up there soon. I was told it was submitted last weekend, and TED has its own checks that it goes through and quality control before it's put on their platform. However, you saw some of the photos that I put up. It's been such an amazing time. So the reason, thank you, DJ Hazard. Wow, I've never received this gift. I appreciate that. And I love to see the hot air balloons. Joy for life. Good to see you. Yes, yes. Thank you, Meg. You know what? I smiled. There was a bit of, I'm going to make them wait because you guys have been through this whole journey with me. However, I'm so excited. And this live, I'm going to talk to you about the whole thing. This may be quite a long live because there was so much I learned in my speaking journey, in the journey of being a creative, and a journey of, I'm always speaking positivity. However, I speak what I have done. I don't share anything that I haven't done or am doing. This doesn't come from a place of rainbows and bubblegum. No, this comes from, thank you, DJ Hazard. Thank you, thank you. Yo, I like your setup from the your DJ live. When I checked into your live yesterday, it was kind of, it was Halloweenish yet eclectic. So shout out to you. I like that, especially the face mask you wear. DJ Hazard is a fantastic creator that's with me in my TikTok live agency. Add him, check out his lives. He has a whole setup. All of these creators that I meet inspires me to speak even more, because what I have found is I am meeting people, individuals, who are just expressing themselves exactly how they see fit. Some people do music, some people sing, some people like me, I just talk. But it's the beauty of showing up as your authenticity and being seen as that. And I learned that in this TED journey. So with TED, I had shared with you, TED, the platform, has quite a stringent list. Okay. What's up, CeeLo's Focus? Look at all my hopefuls. Listen, DJ Hazard, all of my followers, my supporters, we are the hopefuls, and you're seeing them in the chat now. What's up, CeeLo's? Mag, who's one of my moderators, he's always jumping in, as well as Joy for Life. I'm so excited to see everyone. I was really missing everyone. I really was. However, we'll get to why I did not speak for the past 2 weeks. Well, laundry is great and cats are even better. I love cats. Thank you, Uncle Brian, for the follow. And yes, we love the hopefuls. So, as I told you, I love that. I feel that you guys were. I feel that people were like, where's hope? Where's hope? And I'm going to tell you why I had to disappear. Partially because of my voice. I had to rest. However, let's get to the first part. I know, but sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta do that. That's right. I'm telling my story. TED has quite a stringent list, and TED, the platform, is their motto is ideas worth spreading. So, if you have a new technological idea or a new mathematical equation or a new way of seeing something, that's what TED loves. And TED loves a certain way of doing things. Don't be upset, Benjamin Lewis. Don't be upset. It's all love. Listen, I'm still an artist and I still have to present myself in my best form. And look at me. Okay, this is the first time you see me since I'm back in the US. Come on now, don't play with me. Do not play with me. So, every time I was rehearsing my speech, because I'm a speaker, but I'm a different speaker, I like to inspire truly in my own way. I do have a way with words. I have lived quite a colorful life, from the 15 years of being a flight attendant, from living abroad, from being in 60 plus countries, to the men I've left in numerous countries, to how I've learned about myself, to how I've learned, yes, I am okay, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. See, Mag, this is why you may be number one, maybe. Exactly. However, DJ Hazard, I also have a sister named Faith, and I have a sister named Charity. So my parents were on to something. Thank you, user 613. So when I speak, I don't write. I don't really write a speech. I may write ideas to know what I want to say or know where the story is going. However, it is a true art that I've worked years at. So always have to see you, Detroit, Sean. Yes, I know where I want to go. I know the message, but it's like a freestyle. It's like Jay, the illustrious Sean Carter. I don't write. It just goes. Well, Mike reminds me of Michael Jackson, so that's still a memorable name. And yes, it comes from the heart. It does come from what I feel and what I'm feeling in that space. And I was getting a little bit, not anxious, out of my authenticity. I won't use the word anxious. Yes, I am. I am an award-winning Toastmaster speaker, humorous speech award, president of a club, all of that. But that was just a stepping stone to where I want to be. And I love Toastmasters. However, it was there to help with my voice. And I'm going to leave that there. So we had a few rehearsals. And yeah, real facts. And I'm really in it. I'm really in it. Possibly, Augustine. How do you know? However, I'm quite robust, and I also am a change maker. So the speech was always paper chaser. I know. I saw your message the other day and I said, oh, he's going to see me. What's up, D-Way? What's up, D-Way? Listen, look at all the hopefuls just coming in and look what you get to see today. Yeah, you can go to my YouTube page at Hope is Speaking. The website's currently being revamped with a lot of the new photos from my TED Talk. However, all of my lives, as well as some of my keynotes that I started giving last year, are all on my YouTube. So you can check that out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. A lot of things are changing. That's all I'll say. So I was starting to step out of my authenticity. Thank you. Yes, I love the Halloween costume as well. And I love that your costume is masquerading as someone intelligent, making maybe a joke. I don't know. Either way, it's not good enough. So, I started stepping a little out of my, okay. Yes, got to come see the queen. That's okay. I roll with the punches. Listen, baby, I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm sharp. That's the thing. Anyway, so I stepped out of my authenticity and I started to change what I wanted to say. Because the message was always the message. And ultimately, I share it here on my lives. The message is always you. It's always us. It's never anything outside of us. To me, I'm always speaking about the power that's within you. So if you feel someone doesn't like you, look within yourself, because it may be something within yourself that you may be deflecting. It's never anything outside of ourselves. And that was always the message. And it stemmed from the emergency landing that I had in 2019 that really got me to this moment. It brought me to the moment of reevaluating my time on earth, reevaluating how I show up, reevaluating where I want to live, reevaluating what I want to put my divine energy into. And that was always the message. However, with all of these dress rehearsals, the feedback was, well, Hope, Ted likes this. Well, Hope, Ted likes that. Well, Hope, you need to add more statistics and facts and refer to studies. And I was thinking, you know what? Okay, I can do that. I can definitely do that. It is off of what I want to say. However, I can make this work. But it wasn't aligning with myself. And I had been speaking of this TED accomplishment because it really has been an accomplishment for me. However, I was starting to feel like that artist that wasn't truly fulfilling their passion. And I remember being on my flight into Frankfurt. And I said to myself, you have everything you need, Hope. Just listen and go. You're putting all of this on you. However, you got yourself here. Everything is always within you. Be silent, listen, and go. And I kept repeating this to myself because the weight of TED and this platform and how my exposure is going to widen and all of these things was saying you shouldn't really be your authentic self. Maybe because you are on this platform, go this way. And it was so uncomfortable. And I remember while I was on the flight, someone behind me was like, like coughing, and all I could feel was the cold air from the person's esophagus just flying past my ears, which is never the best feeling. Thank you, Derek Turk, for following. And thank you for continuing to like the live because it will keep getting funnier. You're welcome. That is why I speak. Transparency is the best way to learn for myself. And while that person was coughing, I was thinking, oh gosh, they're coughing. Now I feel stress, which actually lowers your immune system. And I am particular about everything. My body is my wealth. My health is my wealth. I am a predominantly plant-based. This morning I woke up and made celery juice, and then I drink a lot of water. And thank you, sir. Oh, what's up, sir? Where you been? What's up, sir? give them cough drops. Yeah, you know what? I see it as the lesson because I go directly into prevention. It's not that, there's something for me to learn from this. It's not the person. There's a reason why I was sat in the seat. When I say it's me, I'm not projecting anything onto anyone outside of me. And just because someone's coughing on me doesn't mean I will become unwell. I will consistently say, I have an incredible immune system. My body is strong. My body is resilient. I have everything I need. All of my natural defenses are always fighting at the optimum level. And these are the things that I say. And my assistant / niece was meeting me. Now, my niece is 23. As I've shared with you, we travel because I've been doing this for like 20 years. I started flying at 22, but prior to 22, I was traveling with my family and then on my own. So it's a bit of life lessons when my niece is with me, because I forgot how it is the first time you are on a new continent or in a new country, and how wide aware we become. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I've been to several other West African countries, but yet to visit Accra. I would love to hear more about it. I know you had a great time on the Gold Coast. I know you did. So as we landed, and I've been to, as I said, as a flight attendant, I've been to all these places hundreds of times. That's the other thing. There's very few places that I went to once. Hi, Kylie. I've been to these places several times. Thank you, Mag, for sharing the live. And while I was in the air, I was writing, but it was really just thoughts. It was nothing about the speech. I released that. And my freest time is when I'm in the air. I'm getting used to being on the ground. I've spent most of my life in the clouds and in the air. So I released that stress, that discomfort, and I said, I'm going to be quiet and allow myself to talk and allow my spirit to guide me. And I messaged my niece and said, hey, are you here? I'm about to land. And she said, I've lost my luggage. I left the arrivals hall. I had to come back in, and never mind, I found my luggage. And it was that beautiful moment of, she got it. Because my niece, the first place we went to was Japan. We've been to Mexico a few times. We were in Costa Rica last year. This was her first time in Europe. And for me, if it's something luggage, I don't think twice about it. However, I had forgot this is her first time, not only in Germany, but in Europe. And she had walked out of the arrivals hall after you show your passport without picking up her luggage. And my thought is, that's easy. You just go to the help desk and they'll phone over to the office and they'll bring it over. But that's because I was a flight attendant for 15 years and flew with my father before. This is a new thing for her. And it was a sign of, you're on the right track. Because she said, yeah, I got it handled. It was a bit frustrating, and I walked around the airport, but I met some new friends, and it was really easy. It was that beauty of things just work out. And I'm always just going to assume that they are. Because as I've shared in lives, if I assume it doesn't work out, it's the same thought as assuming it will. It's the same thought. I don't know if it's true, but I'm not going to assume that it won't work. So we landed and I met her in Frankfurt Airport. And as flight attendants, we would always go to one bakery. Let me just say, Americans don't know how to do bread well at all. Germany, Holland, France take pride in bread. It's a skill. And I would always land and get this special bread with all of the seeds. And sometimes we'd get a beer, but I no longer consume alcohol. However, that beauty of let me show her what I have done several times. And even ordering in German, which is my least known language. However, I know a lot of languages, just because to order food, it's quite easy to memorize that phrase. And again, this is my niece's first time. And the beauty of us going through the airport and saying, oh, okay, we can go here and get something to drink. Do you want a coffee? And teaching her. English is a Germanic language, so many of the words look similar. So cafe crema, coffee with a K, you know that's coffee. Start looking at things and see what you recognize. Tomaten, which is tomato. You can start looking at words and see what you recognize. In a place that's unfamiliar, there's always something that is familiar. And as we went through the airport, I said, okay, our hotel isn't far from the Hauptbahnhof, which is like the main train station. So we'll take the train into the city. Now, anyone who hasn't been to Europe, taking public transport is somewhat normal, and well, it is normal, and the train system is very easy to navigate. It's safe, it's clean, it's everything, and I love taking a train. I love it. I love it. I just get on the train and people watch. So I was explaining to my niece that Germany has the honor system, meaning there is no barrier for you to swipe a card to get on the train. The thought is a person will buy the fare card and get on the train. There is no, you can just walk onto the train. She's looking at me like, what? Wow. I said, yeah, imagine that. Imagine living in a country where they trust that and assume that the people will just buy the fare card. Can you ever see that in the US? Is that something that you even think about? Of course not. And how that may change your thought of a place. So we buy our train fare, which is, I think, €2.35. And within 17 minutes, we're in the city center, the downtown of Frankfurt, and we just walk to our hotel. And I love this part because I love, I don't even say I love traveling. Voyaging is a passion for me. And especially leading someone and just pointing out certain things that I have seen several times. I said, oh yeah, I remember that place. That's where I got really drunk back when I used to drink. You gotta taste German beer. It's the best. It's the best. But the beer hangovers can be terrible. And that's why I gave up alcohol, amongst other reasons. However, I digress. So we get to our hotel. What am I doing these days other than everything? I'm doing everything. So we get to the hotel and we check in. And my favorite thing to do as soon as I get to the hotel right when I get off the plane is to rinse the airport, rinse the airplane, rinse everything off of me. That first shower right off of the plane. That's the first thing I do. I tuck away my bag, I hang up everything, I'm meticulous, and I immediately take a shower. And I was feeling that lack of authenticity. That's the best word. And so I had called a speaker friend of mine because I had the dress rehearsal the next day for TED that was 2 days from then. So I believe I arrived on a Thursday. The dress rehearsal was Friday. TED was Saturday. And I called a great speaker friend of mine who's been speaking for several years. And I said, I need some inspiration. Hope needs some inspiration. I've hit a wall because I did rewrite my entire speech. And I did include facts and statistics. And what I received was, Hope, this doesn't sound like you at all. What is this? And it was outside of my authentic self. And I told my speaker friend this. I said I had included statistics about how near-death experiences change people, because the speech is about when I was on a flight that had an emergency landing and the left engine went out, and how my life completely changed after. And he said, Hope, what are you here for? What are you doing TED for? I said, well, I mean, it's a huge platform. He said, sure, but they want you. They don't, listen, you can tell them whatever you want, and you can just go up on stage and say whatever you want. Like no one's going to know what you say. However, you have a magic that's authentic to you, and you have to let that show. You have to understand why you're doing this. You have to understand how you got here. And you have to understand how your words can change. I said, you're right. Thank you. He said, sure, you can write down whatever you want and send it to them. But as soon as you step on that stage, that is your time. You know you have a voice. You know your range of what you speak about. You know your power. You got it. Even for you to call and say this is not something I'm used to hearing you say. I said, I know. He said, you got it. You got it. Just go and shine. I said, okay. I hung up the phone. And I proceeded to take a little nap. And then I said to my niece, okay, I'm going to rest. And we'll go out for dinner, and I'll show you a bit of Frankfurt. And so that's what we did. I took a nap. I bundled up. And I went to the city center, like the main Platz, which is like the main area of the city of Frankfurt. And there's a shopping area that I would go to all the time, Primark, which is this really cheap shop throughout Europe. There's a few shops here now in the US, as well as all sorts of European chain stores and shoe stores and things of this nature. And we walked there. Now, to all 100 people in the chat, I lived in Europe for close to 7 years. So none of this was out of the ordinary for me. However, seeing that enlightenment and the newness and just the unfamiliarity within my niece's eyes was the gift. Because until you travel, you don't really understand how different cities look. I know, I stayed away. I know. It wasn't too long, though. It was just the right amount of time. And I'm explaining why. Frankfurt especially, which is one of the major cities in Germany, is very diverse. And my niece was saying, wow, it's so diverse. I said, yeah, it is. And the one thing I love, especially about Frankfurt, you can get every type of food. Persian food, Ethiopian food, Nigerian food, Thai food, Cantonese food, food from Nepal, Swedish food, every type of food. And as we were walking, I saw some people with a ring light, and I said, oh gosh, those are TikTokers. And we went to talk to them, and they are. And I came on live with them. They do dancing TikToks and really cool creators, all from different parts of the world and now living in Germany. One was from Gabon, I believe, Ghana, other parts of Germany, and we just talked about TikTok and creating. And I said, I'm here because I'm giving a TED Talk on Saturday. They said, whoa, wow, you're giving a TED Talk? I said, yeah, well, the event is sold out. However, I'm happy to give you the information. I'm so happy you did. I'm so happy you did, Paper Chaser. I miss seeing you comment on my lives. And we went out for a meal. And I get to inspiring people just through speaking like this. And they're kids. They're like 23 and under, because my niece is 23. And one of the girls was saying, wow, I hope they're just impressed. And I said, well, you'll get there. You will. You just keep living and staying open and staying curious and staying on your path. Not the path that someone says this is what you should do. And the hardest thing, thank you, Amber, the hardest thing is being able to say, I appreciate you think I should be on this path, but my heart is leading me somewhere else. Because listening to that is our guiding light. It's our compass. And I speak about confidence because it takes confidence to say, I know what you're telling me, however, I'm going this way. I'm going this way. And I was out with these kids, because anyone under 30, I call a kid. And they were making TikToks, and it's midnight, and I know I have the dress rehearsal. And I said, listen, with my niece, you are free to stay out as long as you want. You have a key to the hotel room. I have to go back to the hotel. I have to get some sleep. We are traveling to a different city, and I have to speak. So I have to save my voice, which at this time is becoming a little bit restricted. Remember the person coughing on the airplane. It's becoming a little bit restrictive. So I go back to the hotel, take another hot shower. A lot of hot showers just because that steam helped with my voice and opened my sinuses, and it felt really good. Hot shower, tea, went to sleep. The next day, we pack up our things because we're still in Frankfurt, but we're right by the main train station. So I said, what's up, 1%? I missed you too. I'm back. And I'm back regularly. I'm back. Good to see you. And I said, we'll be taking the train to Karlsruhe, which is about an hour from Frankfurt. Now, getting on the train was a learning experience because first I said, I'm going to get up early. Oh, because the day before we had left to go to a clothing shop to buy some things because all I have are Birkenstocks. I'm coming from Hawaii. I don't have any closed-toed shoes. All I wear are Birkenstocks, and that's what I had. So I said, that's okay. I can always buy shoes in Germany because Germans have big feet and they're big people, opposed to like France or Italy that I can't really ever find shoes because as a whole, culturally, they have smaller feet. And I wear a size 42 shoe, like 11 in women's. But because Germans have big feet just like me, I can always find shoes in Germany. So the plan was to buy some shoes the night before. However, because we were walking and exploring and I was showing her things, by the time we got to the shopping area, everything had shut. So I said, that's okay. Everything's working out perfectly. I will take me and my Birkenstocks back to the hotel, and in the morning we'll have breakfast and we'll come back out and I'll get some shoes tomorrow. Because I always believe I can always buy something. I'm a perfect packer. If I don't have it, I'll just buy it while I'm there. I will not add extra anxiety or stress to myself to buy something prior to leaving. I can get it there. So the next day, we get up, we have a nice breakfast, and we go to the main shopping area to get clothes for cooler temperatures. So real shoes where my feet are not exposed, long sleeve shirts, scarves, things of this nature real quick. And I found everything. I am a master shopper. I don't just wander around. I know what I need. I get it, I'm gone. I get it, I'm gone. I don't need to just wander around. So we do that from Primark. I get a scarf, a nice big pashmina, some trainers, some sneakers, long sleeve shirts, get back to the hotel, change, pack, go have a nice lunch, which we had a fantastic lunch at this Thai place near the train station in Frankfurt, which was fantastic. And then we took the train to the neighboring city, Karlsruhe. So the train would make all of the announcements in 3 languages, in German, in French, and in English. And we bought our tickets because you can buy the tickets online or you can just buy them at the kiosks in the train station. And when I looked online, it said that the tickets were like 12 euro. Well, by the time we got there, I think all the 12 euro fares were sold out. And so each train ticket was 50 euros. And I said, oh, I didn't know it was going to be 50 euros. Okay, I'll buy your ticket back because I didn't know. I know you're 23. This may hit you a little bit differently than it hits me, but I'll get your ticket back because I didn't know it was going to be that much. I thought it would be 12 euros. So we take the train and we get on the train onto these big lush chairs and we sit down, and it was such a nice seat. And since I'm a French speaker, especially in front of my niece, I will do a lot of ordering in French. German, not so much, but I will always do it in French. And when the ticket reader came around to read our ticket, she said, you're in first class. I said, oh, okay. She said, no, you're in second class, which is really coach. You see how well they word it? She said, but you're sitting in first. I said, that's why the seats are so nice. Right, so we'll get our bags and we'll mosey on back to second class. And me and my niece laughed because we were really like, this is a really nice train, the seats are a lot nicer. Well, it's because we were in first class. Now, I didn't know that we weren't supposed to be there, but we sure were sitting in first class. And so we got our things and went to second class. It's not coach, it's called second class. Now the train was continuing on to Marseille, which is another city in France. So it made a few stops within Germany, but this area of Germany borders Switzerland as well as France. So you can quickly get to France on the train within an hour. And so we went to our real seats, which were just as nice. And what was beautiful about the experience was, number one, I was already feeling resistance in my throat. Note my words. I'm not saying my throat was hurting. I'm not saying I was getting sick. No. I was feeling resistance, meaning it was becoming more difficult to speak. And by that time, I was always only drinking hot tea or hot water to help my throat and not speaking. Because again, this is Friday. I'm speaking on Saturday. So I have to preserve my voice until Saturday. And as we're on the train, I still am listening to myself. I have not written a speech. I know what I'm going to say, but I don't actually know what I'm going to say. But I had said to myself, I'm trusting myself. I know this TED platform is about scientific figures and this study, but I don't care. I'm doing it Hope's way. I'm a rebel. So we take the train in. We arrive in Karlsruhe. As we arrive, someone from the rehearsal is actually phoning me on WhatsApp saying, hey, Hope, are you on your way? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, first of all, I don't want to speak that much, but yes, I've already arrived. I'm not going to come directly to the rehearsal. I'm going to check into my hotel, drop my stuff, and then go. And my niece is aware that my voice, there's a lot of restriction at this point. So we arrive. Thank you for following me, faithful few. We arrive into Karlsruhe. And I will ask anyone for directions. I always believe great things happen to me. So I will be like, I'll see someone who looks kind and say, hey, what train do I hop on? Because they'll either say, I don't know, or they'll lead you to it. And most of the time they will. And this is why I have Google Maps, because I'll show them like, hey, I'm looking for this train. And someone will typically say, oh, go this way, or they'll point me in a direction. And I asked this young lady, I said, I'm trying to find the number 3 tram. Is it here? She said, it's somewhere here, but I don't know. I think it's outside. I said, okay, because I'm kind of on a tight crunch right now because I had a time slot for rehearsal that was 4:30 to like 5:15, and it's about 3:20 right now. So I've arrived to the city, Karlsruhe in Germany. Now I'm looking for the train to take to the hotel, which is not even a 10-minute train, to check into the hotel, to take another hot shower to help with my throat, to change, and then get to the rehearsal because it was constant movement. So we find the train, and I'm with my niece. We have our bags. We get on the train, and the train stops right in front of, what's up, York? Stops right in front of the hotel, which was so exciting because I'm the best at choosing hotels, really. It stops right in front of the hotel. I said, fantastic. Okay, what time is it? Okay, it's 3:45 at this time. I have to be there at 4:30. Okay, we walk into the hotel. We check into the hotel. Fantastic. I told my niece, I'm going to shower and change and then head right back out because it's been nonstop. We've been going since the morning. Again, my voice is starting to sound like this. And I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to speak as much, and I'm going to be drinking a lot of tea. I got to save my voice and take as many hot, steamy showers to help with any congestion and help with my voice. So we check in, we get into the room, I hop in the shower, I change, put on some makeup, and I say, okay, I'm going to rehearsal. She said, can I come? I said, of course, you can do whatever you want. Come on. Because the TED Talk was given at a university. So it would be kids her age anyway. So my plan was to take the train directly to the university. However, the train was being worked on. So all of the stops that were closest to the hotel, the train was actually diverted from those stops. So this maybe 7-minute train ride turned into a 17-minute walk because none of the trains actually stopped at the locations that were right by the hotel. But alas, you just got to get there. I'm not about the complaining part. You just got to get there. So my niece says, are we walking? I said, we're walking. I'm not even going to try to find another train. So we walk and we get to the university. And I walked by it a few times. And I said, is this it? Oh, this is it. And we walk in and I see the signs that are leading to where the rehearsal is. And I see some people, all in black, who were doing a lot of the behind the scenes, lighting and setting up the space. And I said, I'm here for the TED. They said, oh, wow, are you Hope? I said, I am. They said, wow, I am so looking forward to hearing you. I said, what? Thank you. Thank you. I had no idea that they had even knew it was me. So I walk up these stairs and I told my niece, just wait here for a minute. I need to see if there's a space for you. So I walk up the stairs and I walk into the reception hall, and there was a young man and he said, oh, you're Hope, you're one of the speakers. I said, yeah. He said, we're so happy to have you here. I said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am. Thank you. Thank you. I said, check this out. I have my niece with me. Can she come up? He said, of course. Yeah. Bring her up. So I said, Sanaj, come. So my niece comes up, and again, this is at a university. So there's students that are her age, and she's in heaven, because what you often don't see is the beautiful response when someone gets to meet anyone from a different country, let alone from the US, who looks like us. What's up, Carl? I often hear people say, oh, they hate everyone from the US. I said, maybe you, but no one hates me. Everyone loves me. And now my niece gets to see this. And now they're asking my niece all sorts of questions because she's a dancer at her college and she's in her final year for ethnic studies. And they said, wow, ethnic studies, whoa, tell us about that. And I'm watching that beauty of that exchange. And when I say it's you, it's always you. It's never what anyone says. There's a beauty within all of us. And this goes without gradients of color, religion, socioeconomic status. I truly believe there's a beauty in every human being. And being able to share this with my niece, where whatever you hear about yourself, it's never true. I missed you too. And also for my niece to see, there was a few young women that walked up and said, wow, oh my gosh, your hope. Wow, I am really looking forward to hearing your speech because, listen, I'm in a completely different country. And although, yes, I do speak online a lot, I'm not always aware of who hears me. So for a lot of these young women to come up and share this in this small college town in Germany and say, wow, your hope, I've heard you speak. I've watched some of the speeches that you've given. I am so lucky that you're here to present. It was a beautiful exchange. Now, in the back of my mind, again, guys, I don't really have the words. I have the words, but I don't have the words that I'm giving. So I arrive and I start talking to people who really want to talk to me. Let me add in, my voice is becoming more restricted as we go. And this is what I'm learning. At times, I'm just going to have to tell people, I cannot talk. Because at that time, I was getting to a point where I could not talk. And it's exciting. I understand. It's exciting when anyone travels somewhere. And it's me. What's not to love? I give off quite an energy, so I understand why you would want to talk to me. But I'm trying to tell people, listen, I got to save what little voice I have currently for the recording tomorrow. And I still have to give my rehearsal. They said, okay, hope you can go into the auditorium. All the other speakers have been practicing. I said, okay. And I had a scarf around my throat because, again, my voice is being restricted. I'm not saying I'm getting sick. I'm just saying my voice is getting more restricted. The temperature was a bit cooler in Germany as well. So I walk in and Victoria, who is a fantastic scientist, she has her PhD in chemistry. She was one of the speakers. She said, what? Hope. And we start talking. I'm like, oh, geez, I'm such a talker. I am such a talker, Victoria. You're fantastic, but I gotta save my voice. She said, would you like to come? Let's go get a tea. I said, I would love to get a tea. I would love to get a tea, Victoria. Let's go. Now, Victoria, again, is a very well-known scientist. She has her PhD in chemistry. And okay, I know, girl. I know. Thank you. Thank you for following me, Amazing Grace. And thank you for following me, Absolutely Jamaican. Now, here's the thing. My sister is in the chat. I do love to talk. However, I do have to deliver a message in less than 24 hours. And my voice is becoming more restricted. So I'm constantly drinking tea. I have a scarf around my throat, but I'm meeting the other speakers and the other participants for TED, and we all want to talk to each other. So I'm saying, okay, maybe I can talk and then just my voice will come back by tomorrow. But I'm still thinking I have to be able to project on the stage. So while my niece is there with the other students that are quizzing her and they love her, me and Victoria, the scientist, go out to get a tea. She said, Hope, she's originally, I believe, from Poland, but she's been in Germany for maybe 30 plus years. She says, Hope, there's a coffee shop here. I said, okay, you get your cappuccino, I'll get a tea. So we walk to the coffee shop and it's closed. Because most of the coffee shops abroad, they close quite early. You won't find them unless it's a Starbucks or a Costa open till 8 or 9 at night. They're going to close around 4. So we go to the first coffee shop so I can get a tea because my voice is becoming restricted. She says, oh, it's closed. I said, okay, let's keep walking. Because I believe life is leading us somewhere. I strongly believe that life is always leading you to where you need to go. She says, Hope, I believe that too. I said, okay, yeah, we on to something, girl. She says, I believe life will lead you to something better. I said, yeah. What's up, Bea the Flower Child? Another dynamic creator who heals through sound. So we keep going. Thank you. What's up? What's up? What's up? You have some duplicates of you on this app. But that just means you're right doing exactly what you need to do because thank you. When you're doing what you need to do, the fakes will pop up. So we start walking and the next coffee shop, it's closed. I said, girl, it's only getting better. So as we're, 5. Wow, that shows how good you are, girl. You go, girl. So finally, I say, wow, look at this. Everyone knows I love my tea. And we stop in front of this tea shop. And the whole wall is of teas, of bulk teas of every type. Herbal, caffeinated, green, black, everything. And so we walk in. And I said, do you have teas to go? He says, oh, yes. Tell us what you need and we'll make it for you. Thank you, Bea. Thank you. Ooh, that's a cool gift. I've never seen that. So we walk into this tea shop. And since I love teas, I'm smelling the tea and it's great. And I'm a little bit congested. Thank you, Carl, for the roses. Thank you. And I said, listen, I have a little restriction in my throat. However, I love tea. I would love something caffeinated and something with some pizzazz. He says, I have exactly what you need. Try this. So he gives me a sample of this tea and I drink it. I said, this is it. This is it, Victoria, this is it. She said, this is it. Hi, Counselor Cat Mom. What's up? Follow me. What's up? Hi, Counselor Cat Mom. Yes, fabulous Monday. I'm explaining a little bit about the TED Talk. It's going to be quite a long live. Thank you. And thank you to my favorite dentist was in New York. That's the one thing I love about New York was my dentist, Tribeca Dental Design. Loved that dentist, as well as my orthodontist in Fresno, California, Dr. Barry something. So thank you to them, and thank you to me. So, I'm back. So I get the tea, and he said, not yet. As I stated, it's been submitted to TED. However, TED has its own, quality controls. So it's sometime this week, but it was already submitted. And thank you for the heart. The heart me, Bea the Flower Child. It will be up there sometime this week. Trust me, I'm checking every day. So we get these teas and they brew them to the exact temperature for the exact time, and they put them in these beautiful biodegradable cups. I've changed the name. So the name is technically the emergency landing you need. We'll just keep it like that, and I'll get to that. So after we get the teas, and this place is just a tea shop. Great chocolate in Germany, Switzerland, and Belgium. However, Germany is way up there. All right, Bia, I'll just call you Bia, and I like that name. So the guy that makes us the teas, he says, we make these truffles and chocolates. Would you like some chocolates? I said, would I? Would I like some chocolate? Of course. He says, well, hold on. He goes to the chocolate display and he selects some chocolates. Thank you for the follow, Michaela McCrae. And he selects these truffles and he gives them to me. And he says, yes, try these, try these. He gives it to both me and the scientist, whose name is Victoria. And they were heavenly. They were heavenly. And Victoria says, Hope, I must do this for you. Thank you. I must give this to you as a gift. These chocolates are lovely. The tea is lovely. I must pay for this tea, and you must select some chocolates. I said, you don't have to tell me twice. All right, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because my mom says, you do always accept your gift. I'm not going to say, no, you don't have to. Thank you. Thank you for the tea. And I will quickly select my chocolates. So we each selected these beautifully crafted Belgian chocolates, put them in this beautiful bag along with the hot tea that was so helpful for my throat. And she said, this is my gift to you. I said, thank you. And we left the tea shop. I said, Victoria, I have a little restriction in my throat. Can you help me at the pharmacist? Now, abroad, especially throughout Europe, but let's speak about Germany specifically, you can walk into the pharmacy and tell them exactly the ailment and they will give you something. So I went into the pharmacist. She told him in German, I had a little restriction in my throat, a little soreness in my throat, a little congestion, and they will suggest exactly what you need. So the pharmacist says, here's some lozenges made from honey and some other herbs that will help with your throat. And here is something that will medicate your throat a bit. It will take away any discomfort, and you can take up to 5 a day. They will tell you how many you may take, maximum a day, and what it will do. So I bought that, and then we went back to the rehearsal hall at the university for the TED rehearsals. Now, I'm coming back with a hot cup of tea, some lozenges for my throat, and some chocolates. And I'm feeling better already because as I'm speaking with Victoria, who's one of the speakers, as I said, she's a scientist who is still living in Germany in a smaller town. And she is about positivity and empowerment. What's up, Cadence April? And I'm feeling great. Now, I still don't have the words, but I have the words for the speech. So we get back to the university. What's up, Cadence April? Another fantastic creator that you must follow. Singer, writer, vocal arranger, everything. And beautiful. May I add, I love the new hair color, Cadence. I love the new hair color. I always love a red. We get back to the university and someone says, Hope, they've been waiting for you. They've been calling you up on the stage. You're the only one that hasn't rehearsed. I said, of course that would happen. Of course, when I leave, They're looking for me to go up on stage. So I go back into the university, I go back into the auditorium, and yeah, she has beautiful teeth too. Yes, that's true. And one of the speakers is coming off the stage, he's getting his mic taken off, and so they begin to mic me up. And also we're learning our markings for the stage. We're learning where the camera is going to focus. Because I like to walk when I talk. I'm speaking, I'm using my hands. What's up, Marley? I'm this way. Again, I haven't actually written the words, but I know the words. I told myself, be silent, the words will come. Because this is something bigger than me. And one of the producers of this TED event had heard a few of my speeches. And he was the one, me too, I can't wait to see it too. Just kidding, I was there, so I technically have seen it. But it did go like this. So he was the one that said, Hope, this isn't you. And I said, I know, but someone told me to add more figures and statistics. He said, Hope, you motivate. You're a motivational speaker. Motivate. It doesn't matter what someone tells you. You got here by being you. Motivate. And it was in that moment that I said, exactly. And so they put the mic on me. And thank you, Cadence, for the gummy bears. And I walked on stage. And I didn't feel nervous at all. Now, this was the dress rehearsal. Some of the other speakers were in the audience. Some of the people who were setting up the area were in the audience. Some of the speech coaches were in the audience. And I said, let's go. Because something else is working through me. I'm ready. So I walked onto the stage and I just spoke. I just spoke without thinking. I just spoke to uplift. I just spoke to share. I just spoke to inspire. I just spoke to be powerful. Without that feeling of this is what has to be said. And I'm telling you all this to share, that's all it takes. When you're thinking so much of about what needs to be done, it can't be done. It's that beauty of just allowing your art, your creativity, your gift, your authenticity, you to flow. That's what I learned in that moment. It took all of that to do that. I didn't have any type of script. They said, Hope, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Do you need your script? No, I don't need that script. Whatever's on that script, I'm not going to say it. Because here's the other thing. For any TED Talk, there is a person that has your written speech that, thank you, Carl. I love that. Yes, to own thine be true. It is truth. It's what I learned. There's someone in the front row that actually has your written speech that if you mess up on a word, they will read out your next word. This guy looked completely confused because nothing that he had on his script in front of him is what I said. And it felt so freeing. It felt so good. It felt right. And I remember looking at the people in the audience and everyone was just looking like this. And I thought, ooh, maybe I didn't connect. And I walked off and I said, is there any feedback? And my coach had said, absolutely none, Hope. That's what I wanted to hear. I don't know what you read me 2 days ago, but this is what I wanted to hear. There's nothing that needs to be done. No one knew that I just spoke. I just allowed that beauty of why I was there. And I told another speaker, there's no way any of us can fail. First of all, there's no such thing as failure. There's a lesson in everything, but we are here. We're already here. Yes, that's true faith. That's true belief. How can I fail? I'm here from being me. How can I mess up on that? How can you mess up on anything that's for you, that is you? You can't. And it's very difficult to understand that letting go and just being is it. Not thinking, not saying, I'm going to mess this up. People, no one knows what you're going to say. Especially with speaking, you already have people there. Assume you're the best at it. But there's nothing that I can do in this moment that will cause me not to be more of me. No one knew my throat was on fire. No one knew the headache. No one knew the body aches. No one knew any of that. And they don't need to know. In that moment, I'm there to speak. I'm there to perform. I'm there to show up. Show up. Because that connection to what is, whatever you want to label it, could be something bigger than you. It could be an ancestor. It can be an angel. It can be God. Whatever it is, it's always there. When you doubt it, you're not understanding the true strength of yourself, of what got you to that moment. And when I walked off that stage, I took off that microphone like, all right, what's next? No one actually knew that none of that was written down. Now, I knew certain points. That's the beauty of it. But there's also a confidence in it. There's no way that you can ever fail at being you. There's no way you can never not be great. It's that thinking that you can't, which could be working against you. And I learned that. Exactly. You got to tell yourself to show up. And I did it. I showed up for me. I had to tell myself, wait a minute, thank you for the heart me, Grace and Lord. I had to tell myself, wait a minute, you're you. You're hope. You know who your parents are? They named you that for a reason. Everything got you to this moment. There's nothing that you can do that is wrong. All you got to do is show up. Stop thinking and just go. Stop thinking and just trust. Stop thinking and just be great. I learned all of that in that moment. I didn't travel all the way to Germany to think that I could not do it. I knew the whole time I could. And I love that my niece got to see every part of it because it was nonstop going. And then as soon as I left, Hope, let's go out to dinner. Listen, partner, I got to save this voice for tomorrow. Like what you heard, you won't even hear the same thing tomorrow. But I have to save this voice to you. At this point, I'm talking like this. Like, it doesn't matter. Take those lozenges, go back to the hotel, take a hot shower, drink some tea, go to sleep, and show up tomorrow. That's exactly all I had to do. And so the next day, I did end up going out to eat because, of course, I'm going to go out to eat. People want to hang out, of course. I just would say, like, I can't talk. Do you hear my voice? I can't talk. I can't talk. I have to actually do this on camera tomorrow. And I remember waking up just feeling light. I wasn't worried about the sore throat. I wasn't worried about any of that. It's all going perfectly. It's all going perfectly. Everyone who was supposed to show up didn't. So what? I showed up. I'm never worried about that. See, Darren, that use of baby, that's where you mess up. That use of baby and my, because that's a possession, which I'm not. I don't care when people don't show up, because I've shown up. I remember my niece saying, do you want to hear the news now or later? I said, now. She said, your sisters aren't showing up. I said, so? I'm here. I've showed up. You have to understand, it's never, when I say it's you, it's never anything outside of me that I'm looking for validation. I validate myself. I got myself here. People will see it eventually. What's up, Lamp Stewart? I'm so glad you caught me too, but I'm already here. Exactly. Friends who were supposed to come, they didn't show up. That's okay. I don't feel any sort of way. I'm here. Now, you missed a magical moment, but that's okay. There'll be more. And I remember getting up and drinking my tea, lots of long hot shower to help with my sinuses, and meditation, and just saying, like, this is going to be great. Putting on my face and my outfit and just feeling great, and walking because I have a lot of energy. But instead of taking the train, I walked to the university. It's about a 15-minute walk. And I got there, I arrived. And again, I'm learning. I had to tell people, we can talk after. However, I have to save the voice that I have, because at this point it was like this. I got to save this for the stage. And the event started at 10 a.m. I was on stage at 2:30, 2:35. So there was a lot of time in between where people wanted to speak to me. And I had to say, we can speak after. I have to save my voice. I had a scarf around my throat. And I remember, here's something funny. Again, thank you, Dancer15. When I arrived, because I arrived around noon, I wasn't going to be there that whole time. And there were some open seats in the front row. And one of the organizers came up to me and said, would you like to have a seat? I said, no, I would like to stand. And there was another guy, he came up to me, he said, do you want a seat? I said, well, sure, for my niece. He said, well, I have a seat in the front. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm here with my niece. He said, I was giving you my seat, not your niece. I said, oh, okay, well, you can keep your seat because I need two. Thank you. He said, oh, okay. He walked away. How dare you, first of all, right? Same guy. I left to get more tea because I was drinking tea. I had a scarf on the whole time just to ensure my voice was strong enough for me to present. After that, my voice could leave, which it did, but I needed my voice to amplify. So I went out to get some tea, and I talked to some of the other speakers. So then, what's up? Yes, bye. So I came back in, and my niece was sitting in the front row. So that same weird gentleman came and said, hey, who's in my seat? I said, dude, I don't know. He said, someone's in my seat. Thank you, Paper Chaser. I said, maybe it's my niece. I didn't even see who was in his seat. I wasn't really listening to him. He said, yeah, but I was giving my seat to you, not your niece. So she's going to have to get out of my seat. I said, all right, don't talk to me anymore. Exactly like that. You don't get to talk to me. My niece wasn't in his seat. Okay, all right. And I'll post this on YouTube, so you can go to the YouTube. All of my lives are there. Good to see you again, Counselor Cat Mom. So, what's up, Karen? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, right before I went on the TED stage, I saw the speaker that was right before me. He was on stage, and his speech was about 15, 16 minutes. So to pump myself up, I usually do, thank you for the rose, Karen, some push-ups. And I went and ran the stairs. I have a lot of energy. I went and ran the stairs and did like jumping squats. So as I was leaving the auditorium to go run the stairs, that same guy sees me and he says, hey, are you next up? I said, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to do great. He said, no, you're not. You know, most American speakers, they come and they think they're going to do well. This last American guy got on stage and he did terribly. He completely failed. I said, stop speaking to me now. And I walked away. I'm sharing this story to say this happens. These things happen. I don't know what his intention was, but I know what my intention is. So you're not going to take me off of my game. I'm just going to tell you never to speak to me and step out of that. That always happens anytime you want to accomplish something. It may not be that blatant, but it may be in the form of a small setback. It may be in the form of someone who may see you doing something that they would want to do, but they refuse to do what it takes. So they want to throw you off. It may just be yourself with negative self-talk. However, don't allow that to take you out of your power position. And I went around to some of the organizers and I told them, do not let this person around me. And yeah, exactly, Cadence. And he can't speak to me for the rest of this event. So after the event, what I learned was I went out to dinner with some of the organizers and the speakers, and I had shared with them that story. They said, we know who that guy is. That guy wanted to speak in this TED event. And he's not a great speaker. So we did not allow him to speak. So he's making it his intention to throw everyone off their game. He said some things like that to other speakers. I said, you see, it didn't bother me at all. It didn't shake me. It didn't rattle me. It's not that I expect it. I just know that when these things come, it's for me to speak my power into them to get out of my way. I don't need to cuss you out. First of all, I'm not going to put that much energy into you. It's that quick and I forget about it. I forget about you. When I see nothing, I say nothing. You aren't anything to me. However, there's a reason why this person was doing this. There's a reason. And I'm only sharing this to say these things happen. It's not for you to put all of your intention into stopping that person. The intention goes into you putting your power back to you. The moment they can siphon off your power, they've won. They've won. I'm the one on the stage, bruh, not you. You think your words have any weight onto what I do? Thank you for the follow, Paradise. Thank you for the follow, Adadino. You don't have any power over me. Get out of here. This is why you do what you do. However, I can see it and I can feel it. And I can speak power over that. We are far more powerful than we think. And this is what my speech is about. So, back to the TED event. I ran the stairs, I did my jumping squats, and I ran back in. And they say, our next speaker is a real treat, the illustrious Hope Williams. I shake the presenter's hand and I walk onto the stage. Here's the other thing. I'm sort of like an earth goddess. So I had said the day before, I have to feel the earth. So I'm not going to wear any shoes on stage. I have to actually touch the stage. I have to feel it. It's part, I guess, of my creativity. And I didn't find any shoes while I was in Germany. And I told my niece, I'm not just going to buy shoes to wear. If I don't find it, it's for a reason. Yeah, I have to ground myself. So I did wear my Birkenstocks. And as I went on stage, I took them off. Because, and this is something I think I will do whenever I speak, I have to feel it. First of all, I have to ground myself, and my words, it's a power. I'm there to inspire. My only goal is to lead a message that stirs up your power. What's up, Micah? So I'm very serious when I said I have to touch the earth. There's so much of me that doesn't get to touch the earth. I'm going without shoes on stage. And I happily put my feet. Thank you, Micah Da Vinci, another fantastic creator. I stopped in your live yesterday. Thank you for shouting me out. I have to say, whenever you say, we got hope, I got hope right now. We're going up right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. Micah Da Vinci, go follow this creator. He plays like 7 instruments. He's fantastic. Him and Cadence April at times do jam sessions. I walked in on one. It's life-changing. So I went on stage, took off my shoes, and there's a time when you present that silence right before. Always, it's nothing but love. I like that silence before my first word. That silence of just, I've witnessed other performers doing it, where you just look out. You look out at the crowd. I'm present. I'm here. I've traveled 6,000 miles. I'm here. I'm touching the ground. I'm not rushing into this. This is my moment. And I love that silence. I hold it for as long as I can before my first word. And I look out. I look directly at my niece. I look directly at certain people. I made sure not to look at that person that had said those terrible words. I don't want that energy. And again, I just let go and spoke. Now, the message was always about the emergency landing that I've had. Everyone who's in my live, I was a flight attendant for 15 years. My life is always changing. Our lives are always changing. However, I believe there's moments in our lives that are the redirection. And my redirection was May 19th, 2019, when I was working a flight that had a left engine failure. And we had to make an emergency landing. And I allowed that to redirect my life. In fact, it's what brought me to this moment where I took a piece of paper and a pen and said, what am I? What do I want? Why am I playing small? What do I really want? Where do I want to live? What do I want to be known for? And why am I playing small? I need you to ask yourself, why are you playing small? Why aren't you admitting exactly what you want? Sometimes it's a heartbreak. Sometimes it's a family member or a friend that said you can never do it. But when we think back to when we were kids, we never acted in that way. We said we were the best painter. We were the best person on the playground. We were our fullest selves. And it's you. It's always been you. And in that moment, that day is what brought me to this moment, what brought me to the TED stage, what brought so many other things, where I said, if this is going to end, which it will, this experience will end, am I going to do this experience halfway? Because it will end. It's going to end. We don't know when. No, I'm not doing that. I've been close enough to seeing that. I'm spending every moment doing exactly what I want, how I want. It's not for anyone else to critique. They're going to critique. That's what people do. They will do it. So what? No one sees life the way you see it, the way I see it, the way they see it. We've had different experiences. People will disagree. So what? That's a part of it. But unless you feel what they're saying is truth, so what? It's you. There's a beauty in you. There's a uniqueness in each and every one of us that we are here to show. You know exactly what it is. I truly believe we all know exactly what it is. We duck and dodge it. We say how we can't do it because we have this and we have bills and we have... I believe there is a uniqueness about every single human being. And that's why we're here. And that's what I shared in that message. That's what I allowed to be the message. That's what I believe all of our message is. It's you. I truly believe that we know as well exactly what it is. And we know why we're not doing it. Thank you, Idris. We know why we're not doing it. I'm going to tell you this. I'm never playing small. Ever. Being on an airplane that is about to crash will completely change your life. What's up, cool Aaron? But it wasn't even about that, and I've shared this. It was never about the transition, because I do live like I will transition. It was all about, what's up, Robert? If I did, I'm not going to be okay with the obituary saying, whoa, Bia, whoa. Thank you for sharing that. That means something. I'm not going to be okay. Whoa. Yeah, and Lisa Nichols is such a powerful speaker. I am in awe of that woman. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I am not going to look at an obituary that says Hope 15-year career flight attendant, period. Absolutely not. I knew this voice was here. I knew there was more for me. But I just kept telling myself no. I decided not to. That's when I said, okay, yeah, my days flying are numbered. I've done it. I've done that chapter in my life. I've seen over 60 countries thousands of times. I've lived abroad. I've broken out of old patterns of thinking. I've left gorgeous men in several different countries. I've learned, I've grown. I've reached mastery for this. It's time to start something else. I retired. I felt no second thought about retiring from flying. I've done it. I've done it. Anything you can imagine, I've actually done it. I've done a lot. But I want to be of service. To me, it's not about saying, I'm going back to Paris. I've already done it. I've lived there. Paris is so boring. I don't care about that. How can I be of service? How can I be of service to humanity? How can I inspire? What is my legacy? How can I be more of me? What am I not sharing? What have I consistently told myself no? I'm telling myself yes. That's the message. That's what you will see once it's uploaded. And I will tell you, when I walked onto that stage, I knew what the message was, but I had nothing memorized. This is a gift. It wasn't until after, well, most cities are. Most cities. Dirty as New York City. New York is a dump. But there's a lot that I learned about myself living in Paris. So the dirtiness is a part of it. Unless you're in a city like in Singapore or Norway or Denmark or Finland, those cities are, thank you, Cool Aaron. Those are really clean, but that's to be expected. I think there's lessons from these places. It wasn't until I stepped off the stage, because I felt like time had kind of stopped, and I saw the look on people's faces and received that applause. And after, when young women said, yeah, me neither. I've done that. Would never, well, yeah, we'll have a personal conversation about that. But most of the places I've lived, I wouldn't move back to. And I've lived a lot of places, but there's always somewhere else. It wasn't until I came off the stage and there were some young women from the university that came to me that said, wow, that's what I needed to hear. Wow, that changed me. Wow, that inspired me. That is it. That is it. Because I always thought I was a speaker for young women. However, words are universal. So it's genderless, it's colorless, it's ageless, it transcends everything. And I understood it's all worth it. What's up from Dublin? I like Dublin. I do like Dublin. Dublin has a great food scene too. I have been to Dublin. Everything was worth it. The doubt, the discomfort, everything I felt, everything was worth it. Everything that we push away that we don't want to feel, it's there for a reason. You have to feel it. I believe you have to feel your feelings. And I learned that with my therapist. You have to feel it. I've learned to process things and release things very quickly. I move on from, and I'm excited for it to be published because that was freedom for me. It was a feeling of connecting to myself and saying, I don't care, this is what I'm going to say. Because everyone else had a completely different talk. Everyone else is like speaking about specific things. When I was said, hope you motivate, go motivate, that's exactly what it was. And having my niece there and having no shoes on, just really connecting to me. It's taken my whole life to say, nah, this is me, and that's just what I'm going to do. I'm showing up as me. I speak to give life, to give words, to give inspiration, to give laughter, to give humor, to give magic, to give fulfillment. And it does transcend all. And there's levels to this. It takes time to break out of whatever patterns or whatever belief systems that we have. With pleasure, paper chaser. Yeah, I believe everyone can speak their own magic. Speaking, all of these things are skills, but our voices, each voice is magic. And learning to use your blessing, your magic, your gift. Learning to speak for yourself, to defend yourself, to be independent with your voice, to be able to comfort yourself, to be able to sustain yourself, to be able to believe the words that you say. I know immediately when someone isn't telling the truth because they don't even believe what they say. I think the danger is actually believing what you say when it's not real. I also believe that women have a magic to deciphering that, but that's another talk. Ultimately, I found that I'm good enough as is. And that's really the message. I do believe I, at times, have said, I'm only good enough when X, Y, Z. I'm only good enough if I have this, if I have this accolade, if I have this person behind me, if I have, no, it's just you. It's you, and it's good enough. You're worthy enough for just what you are in this moment. And that's what I will continue to build upon and speak of. And I remember coming off stage and one of the organizers who invited me, he's another speaker, he said, whoa, Hope, wow. Whoa. I thought, whoa, to what? You see, I'm there. I'm not always hearing it, so I don't know how it's received. This may be the same to any performer. I'm delivering it, so I don't always know how it's received, and I'm really in my world. I felt so free, especially with the no shoes. Because there was that doubt of like, nah, man, I'm going without shoes. I got to feel the earth. I got to feel. I have to ground. Some person, their life may change by hearing this. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of just saying yes. Just saying yes. And afterwards, after all the talking, after all this was great, sitting in that moment. I didn't answer calls or respond to messages. I don't care. I'm in this moment. I've delivered my first TED Talk. I did it with no shoes. I'm in this moment, in this day. If you aren't in front of me right now, you don't exist. And how powerful that is. Instead of the reach out of look at this and no, I'm feeling everything. I want to feel this. I want to encode this. I want to remember this. And I want to take a shower and drink tea and go lay down. I remember a woman, while I was on stage, she said, "You're amazing." And I came off stage, she said, "You're amazing." I said, "Thank you." She said, "This is a huge goal. What's next?" I said, what's next? I don't know. What's next is me going to the hotel, taking a shower, and going to sleep. I'm going to allow what's next to come to me. I'm savoring this moment. So it's not about me defining what's next. It'll come. However, do you hear my voice? At this point, it was leaving. What's next is tea, some lozenges, and a bed. And I did go out to dinner with some of the other speakers that night and rejoiced in the day and gladly lost my voice and then rested. And even the travel back, I don't like to, exactly, but here's the other thing. A lot of mofos say this, they're not. That's the same thing as when I said at the Beyonce concert, people who are getting up and leaving because they don't want to get stuck in traffic. You are not in the moment, my friends. You don't get to see Beyonce every day. Matter of fact, you don't do fun stuff often. So the fact that you're already in your car in traffic is what you make of it. You could just be sitting and saying, I'm going to listen to this album and enjoy my time. But you're not in the moment. You're leaving the concert early. You spend $1,800 just to leave early. No, I'm sitting here and encoding everything. I'm in the moment. I've made this accomplishment and someone asked me what's next. I don't even know because I'm not out of this moment yet. I'm still in this moment. I'm still in this moment. And I share with you the beauty of the present moment may be that magic that you may need. And to learn what presence is. Because presence isn't in that future moment. In fact, the definition of future is the exact time a word is said or written. So the future is now. But being in this space, being in your body, feeling whatever you feel, and just sitting in it. Not running, not assuming what's happening next, just being present. And so a lot of me not even coming on to speak was still me being present. Sitting in that. My voice was completely gone, and I believe the only way to fully recuperate is rest. I'm not rushing to do anything. I'm resting, which means I'm not doing a thing other than drinking water, tea, these herbal lozenges, and resting. I've done a lot of travel and interacting. I've exerted a lot of my energy. It's time to fully rest. And what's next has already made itself present. However, I'm never jumping, rushing, speeding to what's next. I'm in a full space of allowing things to come to me. And trusting that it always does. And what's for me never misses me. And what's for me is always for me. There's nothing that I can do to prevent it from coming. And practicing that. Yeah. The path of least resistance. I'm never fearing, oh, should I be doing more? I've done it. Just allow it to come. If I don't believe that it's for me, then I'm not truly in my presence, my body, my magic, my blessing, my luck, manifestation, whatever you want to label it. I believe that it's mine. So it is. That's it. There's nothing more I need to do. So I will be showing up every day, or at least 5 days. I usually don't speak like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, I will be speaking again daily, minimum 2 hours. All of my lives are uploaded onto my YouTube. Everything, including YouTube and the link in my bio, everything's changing because there are beautiful developments, and I have shared with all of my hopefuls. I don't speak on anything until it's done or until it's published. And it's always happening. It's always happening. Do I know I'm a supplement for too much ambition? Yes. That's the point. I am extremely ambitious. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't ever think it's too much. You're just not enough. So in this space, I will continue to walk fully in my power and share that power, because the power is within each and every one of us. There's no difference between me and you or anyone. Whatever you see that resonates within me, if you spot it, you got it. And recognizing our true power, recognizing the power that we have to manipulate what you see or what you think you see, and to continue to build upon your greatness, our greatness. And that's it. I am excited for when it is uploaded. As I said, it's already been sent. This is not a part of my doing. I know it has been sent to the TEDx YouTube platform. They have their own quality control. However, I'll probably announce it or make some post once it is up. And I am just going to continue to build and reveal the other beautiful, positive empowerment that I am building as it continues to appear. And trying out some new looks, getting back onto my makeup artistry self, because I was a makeup artist. I mean, it never left me. I just have phases. However, thank you, Paper Chaser. Well, you wouldn't know because you in the Valley. You gonna need it, okay? You in the Valley. Paper Chaser is in Bakersfield, which isn't too far from my parts of California, and I've made many trips to and through Bakersfield, so I know, okay? And that's what I speak to do, to empower, to inspire, to make you laugh, to just shift a moment in your day, because it's never as that bad and it's never that great. It's always just our way of seeing it. And you can always change what you see. Because my belief is it's not real. None of this is real. None of it matters. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I'm still in a space of I don't know. However, I will always speak truth and power. And this is my truth. It's not the truth. It's a truth. I'm also on that. Your truth. We all have our own truths. And it's always fantastic seeing you, Mr. James, and seeing everyone. As I said, I don't see her in the chat right now, but I am Frey. I logged on to her live. She usually rushes in. She's one of my hopefuls. And she said, oh, Hope is speaking. And she logged off. She said, I got to go listen to Hope. That inspires me, okay? Because I'm just showing up. Thank you, Roy. I'm just showing up in all these different spaces, and I will continue. I will continue to make you laugh and inspire you, give you some different looks, And I'm going to keep this hair color for a while. I'll change it up slightly, but I like this color. And that's what it is. That's what it is. So continue to be inspired. I'm back. My voice is fully back. And I will leave if my voice is not at its strongest. It has to, gotta protect my voice. You gotta protect your neck. You gotta protect your voice. So I close all of my lives with be the reflection of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Thank you, Bia. Show up. All I did was show up. All I did was show up to TED. Just show up. All you got to do is show up. Thank you, Cadence, and thank you, Bia. Thank you for all the creators who are part of PMW Live. We live live. This is my live TikTok agency. Thank you, Lamp Stewart. When you show up, all you got to do is show up, but make it look good. You won't see me slipping. Let me tell you, my niece told me, she said, they almost caught me slipping. I said, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Listen, my mom said that, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and show up. And know it's you. It's nothing outside of you. Yes, you are a hopeful. I love you too, Paper Chaser. It's nothing outside of you. It's no accolade from a school. It's no person that you've attached yourself to. It's no doctrine that you said that defines you. It's you. It's you. It's you. That's what my word is about. This is what I will constantly say. It may take some time to get back to that, but it's you. It's not that city. I know about that. Well, I live in this city. It doesn't matter. It's you. It doesn't matter where you're born. It doesn't matter. It ain't where you're from. It's where you're at. And you can always change. So continue to be a hopeful, because we're doing some positive work. And if anyone tries to ruin your time, put your hand in their face and say, don't talk to me ever. Get away from me, and mean it. Because I did. And I will continue to do that. Because I don't play that. Right? I will see you tomorrow. Go subscribe to my YouTube and keep it sexy. Because if it ain't sexy, I don't want it. That's all. That's all. Bye.